Hello, let's talk about screw conveyors. Here's a screw conveyor we recently made for a client on a design build basis, and I thought it a good opportunity to kind of have a look at these and discuss some of the basics. As Mr. Archimedes demonstrated, they can be used at an angle. This particular one is horizontal and basically moves material from left to right and feeds it into the next stage of the process on the other. This one isn't very long, but it's a good one to look at as it's got a number of different features on it. First of all, it's really a screw feeder. What makes a feeder different than a conveyor is a conveyor just moves material along, whereas a feeder pulls material out from a hopper. The feeder has a lot of material on top of it and must have the torque to be able to pull the material out at the correct flow rates. Going from left to right on this screw feeder, we have the motor that drives the screw, and it's sitting on the side that the hopper attaches to. It's this left lower profile side that is underneath the hopper. Material's loaded into the hopper, the screw conveyor started, and it pulls material from left to right. On some of the shots you'll notice that the screw has different pitches. It's done to get the correct feed rate from the feeder side and also make sure that it's pulling material from the entire width of the hopper. And the slower pitch on the flights in the feeder area helps do this. At the far right at the bottom, you can see the bearing supporting the other end of the screw, and then underneath this is the location of the discharge. The discharge chute is attached to the bottom of this, and material goes on to the next part in the process. Why the elevated or raised profile section on the right side of the conveyor? That has to do with controlling dust. A great advantage of a screw conveyor is that it can be very well sealed for dust control. On this system, the ductwork for the dust control system attaches to the top of the conveyor above this raised section. Having this larger volume section in the system just before it goes into the ductwork lets the air slow down before it goes into the ductwork, giving some of the particulate a chance to fall out and into the conveying system. In addition, we've got explosion-proof vents on top of this section as well as inspection covers. What are the advantages of a screw conveyor? Probably sealing the environment and controlling dust or other material coming off of what's being conveyed is the biggest factor. They are more subject to wear compared to other conveying methods. However, that to some extent can be mitigated by using wear plate for the troughs and flights. With so many variables, making general statements can be risky, but we'd usually expect a belt conveyor to be a little more expensive up front, but with a lower total cost of ownership, and the screw conveyor offering superior dust control. Another aspect of it is just how compact a screw conveyor can be compared to a belt conveyor with pulleys and return idlers and belt, etc. Given all the variables and criteria for this particular task, it was the right choice. As a design build equipment integrator, our task is to work with you and help select the best way to solve problems, and to that effect, the more arrows in the quiver, the better. Thanks very much for watching. Let us know if we can help you.